Today I'm making Bangladeshi food. I'm starting off with a Hilsa fish curry, prawn chingri malai curry, paratha and rice. So the chingri malai prawn curry is kind of coconut based with a bunch of seasonings and chilies in, and the Hilsa fish curry is kind of like a water mustard based with fish in it. I substituted rainbow trout because I couldn't find where to get hold of Hilsa here. But I would love to find Hilsa at some point to do it properly, because as far as I can tell it's a very unique flavour. Alongside it I made parathas, kind of just for fun really, to try it out. It was kind of like a simple flatbread, like flour water recipe, but then layered with ghee to kind of make it like similar thing you do when you're making rough puff pastry. So that was really interesting. I've never made any kind of flatbread before, let alone this type of thing where you layer it. But once I figured it out, it was actually quite good. Like worked out really nicely. I then fried them off on a really high heat, where they then like bubbled up between all the layers. Just looked really cool. And more impressively, I don't think I burnt a single one. And they're also really nice because they have a lot of ghee in them. Yeah, so they definitely tasted really good. I'm not sure that they traditionally go with the curries that I'm making, or with rice apparently, but I figured it would be fun to try since there's a lot of different types of flatbreads, and why not? So back to the curries, cooked them, added fish back in at the end of making the sauce. Yeah, it was pretty interesting making the fish one, just because it was kind of like spices, water, fish, and I definitely would never come up with anything like that for myself. But overall, like the end product, everything was incredible. I've definitely never had anything like it before. I believe all of these two curries are Bengali in origin. But yeah, no, they're absolutely awesome. I definitely recommend trying them, and they were pretty easy to make as well. They were beautiful. For the dessert, I made Bhapa doi, which is another Bengali steamed yogurt, which is popular in Bangladesh. So this is, again, I used a really simple recipe that I found for these. It's using Greek yogurt in place of the curd, mixed with condensed milk, a little bit of actual milk, and then cardamom, which I just ground up in my pestle and mortar. And then that's just cooked in a double boiler. Oh, also saffron, I forgot to mention. Finally have a use for my saffron. But yes, cooked in double boiler method in the oven for 20 minutes, I believe. And then after that, I just chilled them. So I shoved them in the fridge afterwards so that they could sit. It was actually it was obviously quite easy to make these, since there's not really that much in the way of ingredients, but they were really, really good. Really quite like simple to make, so I really enjoyed the whole process. And then you can see I'm just taking off the lids here after they came out. But yeah, no, they were really good, and they were definitely like hit the spot after the curries, because I tried to make the curries with more spice than I would do, so they were a bit more authentic, and it was painful for me. But no, it was really nice. It was kind of reminiscent of, I guess, cheesecake, but not, because I don't really like cheesecake, and I like these. They were really nice, and I just decorated them with the saffron, but I've seen people do them with like fruit and that kind of thing, which I can totally see working.